Welcome back to Comics Ain't What They Used to Be, the show where we flip through yellow pages, chase that four-color thrill, and remember when heroes were larger than life and stories hit harder than a Kryptonian punch. I'm Dice Fumbler, lifelong fanboy, flipping through the past so we can laugh, reminisce, and maybe argue a little about the present. If you love the originals, hit like, subscribe, and let's geek out together. Here we go. On today's show, we are going to be discussing the iconic Fantastic Four #1 cover dated November of 1961. This issue was written by the great Stan Lee and drawn by the legendary Jack Kirby. It was published by Marvel Comics and is their first official Silver Age era issue and the beginning of the Marvel 616 universe. But before we begin, I'd like to introduce you to today's co-host, Nadia.
Hey there, comic fiends. Nadia here, your slightly unhinged co-pilot on this nostalgia rocket ride. Dice just dropped the mic on the literal Big Bang of the Marvel Universe, so let me pick it up before it rolls under the couch. Stan and Jack basically looked at the entire superhero genre and said, nah, we're doing it different. No origin splash page, no secret identity reveal, no with great power comes great responsibility sermon. Just four normalish people who get cosmic rays to the face, freak out, fight each other, then decide to become a family of superpowered weirdos who pay rent in New York. That's it. That's the pitch. And somehow it worked so well, it changed everything. I still get chills every time I see that cover. The four of them bursting out of the panel like they couldn't wait to escape the page. Kirby's energy is insane. You can practically hear the Thing going, it's clobbering time, before he even opens his mouth. So Dice, question for you right out the gate. When you look at FF #1 today, do you see the birth of the Marvel Age, or do you see the moment comics stop being afraid to let their characters be messy, flawed, and genuinely pissed off at each other? Because to me, that's the real secret origin. Not the cosmic rays, the fighting, the yelling, I hate you but I die for you family dynamic. Take it away, Fumbler. What hits you hardest when you open that yellowed first issue?
Great question, Nadia, but I'm going to take the easy route here and say that because of what Lee and Kirby decided to do with their characters, giving them depth, personalities, and flaws, that's what started the Marvel Age of comics. If they hadn't aimed for a more sophisticated audience, they would have just been white noise on the spinner racks. But making books with depth filled a large hole in the Silver Age. We can analyze the impact this book had on the Silver Age and the comic book industry, but I wonder just how those young readers felt when they first opened the book in 1961. If anyone had this experience, please comment in our letters page below. So let's open the book and see what's inside, Nadia. On the splash page, we're hit with a large panel with the words Fantastic Four in skywriting, a curious crowd panicking below, and a shadowy figure in a tall building's window with a signal gun, having shot his shot. Does this splash page catch you?
Oh, Dice, that splash page hits like a cosmic ray straight to the chest. First thing I notice is the scale. Kirby doesn't waste a millimeter. The skywriting logo is massive, almost swallowing the panel, while down below the crowd is tiny, chaotic, heads thrown back in pure terror. It's not, look at these cool heroes. It's something impossible just happened and the world is losing its mind. That sense of scale alone tells you this isn't another Superman clone saving the day with a smile. Something's broken the rules. And then, bam, the mystery figure in the window. No face, no costume reveal, just a silhouette and that signal flare. Who is this guy? Why is he summoning them? So yeah, the splash catches me every single time. It's not just a pretty picture, it's a dare. What about you, Dice? When you flip to that page, does it still give you that same electric, something's about to go wrong in the best way feeling? Or has time softened it for you?
Nadia, I believe time has jaded me to comic book twists and turns at this point, unfortunately. It'd take a lot to hook me in at this point. The splash page doesn't grab me at all, honestly. The Fantastic Four signal cloud took up the majority of the page, and I wasn't impressed by it. Really, it seems lazy to me for it to take up so much of the splash page real estate.
Oh, Dice, I feel you on that splash page fatigue. Time really does sand down the edges, doesn't it? When you've read thousands of comics, a big logo cloud and some panic stick figures below it can feel like, yeah, okay, we get it, something big is happening. It's not lazy exactly. Kirby was still inventing the visual language for Cosmic Event, but it's definitely not the gut punch it was for a 10-year-old in 1961 flipping through the spinner rack.
So let's move on. We are then introduced to a young blonde woman named Susan Storm.
Hello, I'm Susan.
Who can turn herself invisible. We find out she calls herself the Invisible Girl and immediately scares the normies with her ghostly antics.
I love how immediately domestic and weird this introduction is. She's not posing heroically on a rooftop. She's in a normal apartment wearing a cute little dress, casually turning invisible to spook her friend. For me, that's where the hook lives. Not in the splash, but in these first character moments. Kirby draws her so gracefully even when she's invisible. She's a young woman who just got cosmic rayed and now has to deal with it like the rest of us would. awkwardly, a little scared, and trying not to look stupid in front of the cute scientist guy.
I read her as a confident young woman, but not confident in her abilities. The fact that she pushes past people invisibly and gets a free taxi ride all seem like a way to ensure her powers work.
Oh, Dice, you nailed it with Susan. She's confident in who she is, but not in what she can do. That invisible taxi prank, it's not arrogance, it's testing. Does this actually work? Can I trust it? She's poking the new toy to see if it breaks. And yeah, pushing past people, hitching free rides. It's all quiet little experiments. She's not out to be a villain. She's just a girl who woke up with a superpower she didn't ask for, and now she's trying to figure out how far it goes before someone calls her a freak.
Next up, we meet a large man in a trench coat and hat trying to buy men's clothing. Nothing fits, and when the Fantastic Four signal is spotted, he inadvertently crashes through the shop door. People scream when they see him. Police shoot at him. He has to resort to escaping through the sewer to try to make his way to his destination. A car crashes into him. We see that this huge man isn't normal. His skin is rocky and orange. We aren't given a name for him at this point, but he appears to be a bitter individual.
He's not even trying to hurt anyone, he's just trying to get to his friends. But to everyone else, he's a monster. The sewer escape, the car crashing into him like he's a brick wall, it's heartbreaking. He's not angry at the world yet, he's embarrassed, ashamed. He wants to hide. The trench coat, the hat, the hunched shoulders, it's all one big don't look at me costume. And then the world forces him to be seen anyway. I think this is where Kirby and Lee really separate themselves from the DC crowd. Superman would have caught the bullets, smiled, and flown off. Batman would have vanished into the shadows like a ninja. But the thing? He barrels through, gets shot at, gets hit by a car, and just keeps going because he has nowhere else to go. No secret lair, no utility belt, just a guy who used to be normal and now can't even buy pants that fit. Ben's the one who's already broken, already hurting, already carrying the weight of what they all did to themselves.
You feel Ben's pain. You sympathize with him. Poor Ben, he is by far my favorite member of the family. We quickly jump to the introduction of the youngest member of the four, Johnny Storm, Susan's little brother. He's with a friend working on a car when he sees the FF signal in the sky, immediately activates his flaming powers, and flies into the sky only to get attacked by the Air Force. He's rescued by our mysterious man from the splash page who can stretch his body, Reed Richards. The group is now assembled.
Johnny Storm, the kid brother, hot-headed, cocky, 16 years old, and already treating superpowers like a new toy. The signal lights up the sky, and he doesn't hesitate. He ignites, flames on, and rockets straight up like it's the most natural thing in the world. But the Air Force doesn't care that he's a teenager playing hero. They open fire. Jets screaming in, missiles locked. Johnny's dodging, then you see the panic set in. He's fast, but he's not invincible. And that's when Reed stretches in like a human slingshot, snags him midair, and yanks him to safety. Big brother energy. It's such a perfect contrast to Ben's introduction. Ben had to hide, smash through doors, get shot at, crawl through sewers. Johnny? He flies out in the open, shows off, gets trouble, and gets rescued. One's ashamed of his body, the other can't wait to show his off. One's isolated, the other's still got family to catch him.
In that last panel, we have these people united for the first time that we've seen to this point. Stan names them the Fantastic Four in his caption, and Reed mentions a fearful task. So being a new reader in 1961, I'm sure you couldn't wait to turn that page and see what these people were about. That's when you jump into the iconic origin of the team. Reed Richards' plan is to be the first to fly into orbit. He chooses Ben to pilot. Stan doesn't touch on why brings along Sue or Johnny, but hey, let's just roll with it. So they get into Reed's rocket that he had been working on for years, and the four blast off, unaware of what was in store for them. They hit the cosmic rays, which I'd assume maybe what we call the Van Allen belts. Anyway, hit by this strange radiation causes chaos inside the craft and inside their bodies, and soon the rocket comes crashing back to Earth. Crawling from the wreckage, the four of them discover their bodies have changed dramatically, giving them strange powers, and poor Ben turning him into something monstrous.
Dice, you just walked us right into the heart of the book. And yeah, that 1961 readers must have been losing their minds turning that page. Up until now, it's all set up. Weird powers, a mysterious signal, people freaking out, but no real answers. Then bam, Reed drops the line about a fearful task. And suddenly we're in full origin mode. No slow build, no prologue, just straight into the rocket and the cosmic rays. And the cosmic rays? You're spot on. Van Allen belts are the closest real-world analog, but Kirby and Lee weren't doing hard science. They just needed something big, scary, and invisible that could mutate you in space. The art sells it. That panel where the rocket's shaking, everyone's screaming, Sue's shielding Johnny, it's pure chaos. Then the crash. They crawl out, and the changes hit them one by one. Reed, Johnny, Sue, and Ben, poor Ben, orange rock skin, fists clenched, angry at the world. It's devastating. That's the moment the book stops being a superhero comic and becomes something else. It's not we got powers, yay! Reed's excited, Johnny's thrilled, Sue's scared but trying to hold it together, and Ben's just broken.
This is where we take a break this week. Part 1 of Fantastic Four #1. We will return next week with Part 2, where they will meet the Mole Man for the first time. I want to thank my beautiful co-host this week, Nadia, for her assistance and fantastic insights. And a special shout out to Aaron and Troy for all the inspiration for this show. This has been Dice Fumbler. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, and share. I will see you all next week. Until then, keep flipping those pages.